Hi everyone and welcome back to the podcast. Carrie here, Ian is also here.
Hello.
It's episode 27 and this one is going to be like really well titled. I'm calling it the Christmas/January/New Year/Mashup or something like that.
Okay.
We weren't entirely sure what we wanted to talk about this week, and obviously there's been all the new sets, but also it's also Christmas. We were doing our Christmas scenes for our winter village and stuff, so we were kind of in that cusp end of year thing where you're looking forward, but you're also kind of trying to be in the moment. Also, we didn't really want to talk too much about the new sets so that it's a podcast, you can't see them. So it's kind of a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
But obviously we've had new modular this week announced.
Yep.
Are you excited?
Don't know. It's a modular.
They can't see you shrugging, just so you know. You don't know it's a modular. Do you not care about the modulars like I do?
No, not in any way like you do.
But they're really cool. So you're not bothered? Would you happily not buy a modular? This is enlightening for me.
No, I think they're obviously a very important part of the city. They give you the big buildings, the fancy detailing.
Yeah.
Without them, you have to do something to
a lot more
compensate,
work,
and that's
yeah.
normally a lot of mocks.
Yeah. Which can make for a really interesting city.
But we are not set up for mocking at large scale.
No. That would be stressful.
It would.
So you like what they bring to the city, but
Yeah.
you're not excited each time one comes out. You're just like, oh, there's something new to add.
Yeah, not to the same
You don't
extent
spend
you
like
are.
half the year wondering what it's going to be and what it's going to look like. Okay, so that excitement is mine and mine alone.
Yeah.
Interesting. So the new modular isn't a rehash of the Cafe Corner, which a lot of people were talking about.
Yeah.
It is a hotel, so we now have 2 hotels on our street.
Yep. In our city.
In our city, yes, and that's the thing. We're planning on not putting them next to each other because that just seems silly.
Yeah.
Although you do find, like certainly in cities, that you'll get hotels all together because that's just how it works.
Yeah.
So it's not weird, but it just doesn't seem right. The new modular is a boutique hotel, and I don't know if the boutique part is the bit that makes it the weird shape. I'm going to guess not. I'm guessing more.
No.
It's like they're just saying it's a fancy one, right? That's what boutique means, yeah?
Yeah. Means kind of individual, doesn't it?
So there's like...
You know, it's not a chain hotel.
Got ya. Yeah, okay. So it is a weird shape.
Yes.
Let's all talk about the weird shape. It looks cool.
Yeah. So it's quite a common shape in old UK cities where you'd have 2 roads that are meeting, they're not meeting
Perpendicular?
at a 90-degree angle.
Is the word perpendicular right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you end up basically coming to a point, and so the buildings will be built to a point.
Yeah. So you kind of got a bit of a triangle shape
Yeah.
on the one edge.
Yeah. It's much, much less common in the US.
Because they are more grid-based systems.
Even when they're not grid-based, they tend to have... You get the wheel and spoke cities, but they tend not to have such acute angles.
Right. Wheel and spoke cities. I've never heard that term. I understand what you mean. Like it's a very descriptive term, but I've never heard it. So this is the thing with this modular. It's got that weird shape, and I think it gives it a nice, unique feel. And it makes it stand out, but it also makes it super hard to fit in with the other modulars. I haven't seen a representation yet that I like.
Yeah.
So it's a struggle. I mean, once we've got it on our hands, we can put it next to all the other modulars and work it out, I guess. But it's also got unique colouring, so I don't know if the colour palette really works.
Most of them tend to have
they
different
do.
colouring. I don't think...
I think it's that... is it the light nougat colour? Yeah. It's very fleshy.
It is.
It's not very buildingy. It's an odd one to use.
I don't know. It's not that unusual a colour for buildings, I don't feel.
So I think the picture that I'm looking at right now is from Brickset's review, where they put it next to the Parisian restaurant and the Grand Emporium. I think they chose those 2 because people have sort of asked, what's it look like next to these? They'd already done next to the 2 newest modulars. And again, I didn't think that worked. But I think people were saying, the Parisian restaurant, the side part would make quite a good bit with the side part on this new build. But I don't think it does. And I think the colouring then just really doesn't work. You've got olive green, you've got sand green.
Right.
That kind of really jars the eye, I think.
Okay.
And then the Grand Emporium and this new one. Again, the palettes are they're just not working for me. So the Grand Emporium is tan bricks? So then the tan and the light nougat are too close, but really not matching. Do you not think?
I don't know.
Is this
spent a lot more time looking at it than I have.
Well, look at it there. You can see that and that. Does that not just set off your?
No.
No. Okay, just me.
Just you.
I do really like the new modular, but I'm just really worried about putting it in the city.
Yeah. I mean, I think what would be quite cool is if you took it, you got a second one, and mirrored them, and then kind of had it so you have one either side of a road going diagonally.
Right. So you'd use the other one as the other side of the street.
Yeah.
And then you could just start again.
Yeah, so you'd take off, is it the little art museum that sticks out to the side? So you take that off and have it so that it is literally
I think the art museum is in the bottom floor of the actual hotel. I think that's some sort of like food outlet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the little sticky out bit.
Okay. But yeah, get rid of that and just have it so that you've got a building that is a wedge shape and a road running either side of it.
But then they're all built on these base plates.
Yes, so it is very difficult to do.
Yeah. They've not made it easy to match up in that direction. I think the other direction, fine. And I think this is where I'm planning on putting it next to a wall so that there isn't anything going in that other direction. And you just imagine it. I think that would be easier to do. But I think it has definitely split opinions. I've heard a lot of people sort of saying, no, it just doesn't work with the rest. So it depends on if you're looking at it in isolation or whether you're looking at it individually.
Yeah. Those are the same thing.
Yes, they are. As a group. In isolation or as part of a set of buildings. Okay, yeah, thanks.
It's okay.
I didn't even notice that I said that. So that's the biggest news, I think, from the week. But then we had all the other new sets come in.
Yes.
And we're not going to go through them. But standout sets for us, what would you say? Oh, come on, Ian. What are your top 2 standout sets from the next wave?
Top 2 standout
Well, I didn't want to give you too many, because then you'd have to think more.
The City of Lanterns.
Yeah, the Monkey Kid
nice.
City of Lanterns. Well, that's a building. I thought you didn't care about buildings. Or you just don't care about modulars.
I don't get excited about them in the same way as you do.
Okay, I'm just special.
I don't know. I can't think what else is in the range.
Well, you need to pay more attention to Lego news.
I looked through it all.
And then you went,
nothing really stood out.
So. Nothing stood out. Wow. Okay. I think I'm excited about that one and the Friends, like Main Street, because again, it's very modular.
Yeah.
But anything building-y is right up my street.
Yeah.
Anything brightly coloured, so all of the Friends stuff, quite like. And the Friends stuff has definitely taken a good turn by the sounds of it. Looking at the reviews of the increased diversity in the sets and the fact that on the box art they no longer have the little heart with all the girls in. So maybe Lego are actually trying to diversify the gender representation on their packaging.
Yeah.
And appeal.
And try and encourage more boys into buying the Friends sets.
Yeah. Do you think they'll then get rid of the city sets and say, right, everyone likes these now?
I don't know. Do they end up merging?
Yeah. Mini dolls and minifigures together.
Yeah.
In a happy world of unity.
Yeah.
So Christmas.
And
Lego. And Winter Villages.
Winter Villages. Right, we're just saying words now.
Yeah.
Are we getting to a point?
Do they excite you? Do you look forward to creating our Winter Village every year?
Yeah, I like having the Winter Village down and having the train running round.
So you like it being there? Do you look forward to creating our Winter Village every year?
I don't really create it, do I? I just bring parts down and you do it.
I'm not sure that's true. I'm pretty sure you did most of it last year.
No.
So do you feel like that's our difference, is that you do the designing of buildings and layouts and I do the scene creation? Is that our division of labour?
I don't think I do the layouts. You do the layouts.
Okay, what do you do? What do you bring to the table?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Do you feel like insecure in your contributions to the city.
Yeah,
You're grumpy.
not grumpy.
If they didn't create a brand new Winter Village set every year, would you still feel like the urge to add something new to it each year? Or are you happy with the theme we already have?
I'm not sure. Like, it would be nice to make the tunnels that we've got out of Lego rather than them being cardboard boxes.
Yeah, we talk about that every year, and we
fixes like that.
never get there.
But I don't feel any desperate need to add something.
See,
if I see that there's something that I'm not quite happy with, I'd like to improve it on the next year.
Okay,
but
so
that's not necessarily adding a new set.
Tweak things and make it more to your tastes, or more. Do you mean like actually altering the sets, or do you just mean like that layout didn't really work because it didn't make sense?
Mainly layout stuff.
See, for me, like the whole getting it out every year for Christmas, it's the same with my Christmas decorations. I want to add a new bauble every year until like the tree falls over because there's so many baubles.
Yeah.
And that's part of like my Christmas traditions. Like, oh, I've got to get something new this year.
Part of your hoarding.
It's not hoarding. It's not. It's a collection.
What's the difference?
I want to do it. I don't do it compulsively because I feel I have to. I do it because I enjoy the tradition.
If you say so.
And like, I haven't run out of room yet, so it's okay.
We've run out of room multiple times with the Winter Village.
We're talking about the Christmas tree.
Okay.
How
many Christmas trees have we got?
2 so far. I'm not going to stop
because
there.
we've not put the third one up.
Yeah, we'll get there. I might get another one as well.
This is why you've not run out of space for baubles, because you just buy more space.
I love Christmas. Christmas is the best. Does anyone else love Christmas? Let me know in the comments. Christmas is quite clearly the best. We have run out of room in the Winter Village, and then we've spread. And I don't think it's a bad thing. So what, we started off with one area in our dining room for the Winter Village.
Yep.
And then did we instantly, when we moved to the second side, put in the bit across the tree?
First of all we had the tunnels added in.
Oh yes, so that we added some vertical
so that we could
space.
Build on top of the train track, essentially.
Yeah. Yes, because both of those went on the same side, didn't they? Okay, yeah. And then we extended to the other side of the chimney breast. And I think we did that and added in the route for the train at the same time.
Yeah, because you wanted the train to go around the whole thing. So.
Yeah. I was just eyeing up the windowsill.
And then I think
I thought maybe we could
last year was the first year that we had it so that the train was going across and we used the tunnels.
No, we had the tunnels the year before as well.
Did we?
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you've got tunnels, why would you not use tunnels?
Well, because you don't need them.
Every time we had the tunnels, we used the tunnels. Just because it gives it a bit more of a an interesting element for the eye, I guess. Okay. But yeah, I'm now eyeing up the windowsill because that's just near those two areas. And I thought, we can extend there.
And the mantelpiece.
And I think because we went from quite a crowded Winter Village to having a bit more space, everything was then more laid out. And I quite like the vague level of crowding. I think we've had a couple of years where it's been too spread out. So I think we're getting back...
If you had the tunnels, then 2 years ago it must have been very spread out.
Yeah. So I think it's getting back to a level that I like, but I always want to add something to it. So I can see it getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then where does it go from there? Do you have to then start making a decision, right, this year we're going to put the bakery in and we're not going to put the post office in? Or... Well,
we could always have more space by not having the train go all the way round.
But then how do you get to all of the houses on the other side?
You walk.
It's quite a long walk. And of course we're planning the mountain upstairs. I kind of like the idea of having a mountain at Christmas, but that just seems a lot of work to then put up every time.
Well, depends. If you've just got a Lego mountain that you just put in.
Well, we're not planning that, are we? We're not planning that we would bring a mountain down for upstairs.
No, so you'd have a second one for Christmas.
And then is it wasteful to have all that ready to go each year for Christmas? Having all those bricks.
Isn't that the same as having a Christmas tree in the loft ready to go all the year just for Christmas?
Can you imagine people who truly believe in like not having stuff that they're not currently using? Do they get rid of their Christmas tree each year? I guess, I suppose you have...
A lot of people...
The real Christmas trees. But then you don't throw your ornaments away each year, do you?
I don't know.
There's some level of, like, if you use it on a yearly basis, it's okay, I feel.
Okay.
Once a year is enough to keep something in your house.
Okay.
That's my rule that I've made up.
Just now.
Yeah. The fact that I want to add something to the Christmas village each year means that during the year I'm trying to get all these parts to create more winter village scenes or buildings and things. Do you think it's weird working on Christmas stuff when it's not Christmas?
No. Why would it be weird? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I said a whole bunch of stuff and you said no. I mean,
most people, if you've got an event, then before the event you are preparing for it.
I guess this is like our segue into that process of creating mocks and things for shows, which we want to get into. The planning part, the getting all the parts ready, the having the ideas. I find it a little bit odd to start thinking about Christmas stuff when it's not Christmas, because it doesn't...
What do you consider Christmas?
I think anything from December onwards is Christmas.
Okay.
And before is a bit too early to be thinking. And it's not that I think it's wrong. I think it's that you're not getting the same sort of benefit from it. Because when I think about Christmas stuff, I want to be feeling Christmassy. And so if I'm building... I always get the Winter Village set in October when it comes out, and I build it. But am I missing out on the enjoyment of building it at Christmas as part of it's Christmassy?
I don't see how it would make it any different at all.
Because I'd be like, oh, look, the Christmas tree is up and I've got Christmas music on. I don't kind of feel like I can just whip up a Christmas tree and put some music on whilst building a Winter Village set.
I don't see how that makes any difference.
You don't think that adds to the ambience?
No, I don't believe in ambience.
So you don't believe that there's any added value to Legoing? So is it the art sets where they give you a soundtrack to listen to while you're putting them together? Did you know that they did that?
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I think
care.
they come with the seeds, so that
Absolutely
doesn't enhance it at all.
That, no.
But there are people out there who, say they were building the Ghostbusters Ecto 1, they'd put Ghostbusters on to watch at the same time. The Home Alone, a lot of people are watching Home Alone whilst building it. You think that's just no?
It might make you notice more of the Easter eggs.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
But other than that, no.
You don't think it enhances the build?
No.
How about if you were to build a space rocket whilst on a space rocket? Do you think that would make it a more exciting experience?
Possibly.
Building the Titanic whilst on a cruise ship, do you think that would be good? Or would that kind of be a bit unnerving?
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one.
You've got to build the Colosseum, you've got to go all the way to Rome to do it. That's where the Colosseum's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just checking. So you don't think that you can do that kind of stuff? Or there's no benefit in doing that? For you, I guess.
No, not for me.
But then I guess for others there is, and therefore doing the Christmas stuff in October, kind of weird. But then if you don't buy it in October, it sells out.
Yeah.
The number of people who've gone to get it this Christmas and found, nope, no Christmas set for you. And then they're disappointed.
It's in stock at our Lego shop, isn't it?
I think it's the US are very much out.
Right, okay.
I'm definitely seeing a lot of people.
Oh no, the sleigh ran out at Southampton.
Yeah, that's true. The sleigh is out. And the wreath the year before just completely disappeared, didn't it? So you have to plan your Christmas activity.
Or you just buy it after Christmas for the next year.
Yeah, that's true. Always be a year behind.
Yeah.
It's fine unless you're a content creator and you have to be on the cusp of everything.
No, you don't.
You don't. And that, as a content creator, trying to strive for that is exhausting and not worth it.
Yeah.
It's better to get to your sets in your own time and put your own spin on things and be more interesting that way.
Yes.
Right. I think we've discussed a whole bunch of stuff. None of it really goes together. A lot of it you were yawning throughout.
Sorry.
I don't think Ian's really in a podcasting mood today.
I'm a bit tired.
Yeah.
And cold and hungry.
Wow. So when I said, are you ready to podcast? What you meant was, no,
I
not in
can't
any
think
way.
of a better time to do it.
Okay, right. Well.
Yeah, I'm not going to get less tired.
You might get less hungry and less cold
yes.
though.
True.
Right. Christmas for parents. A lot harder than it was when you weren't parents, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. Okay, we'll be back next week. Feel free to let us know what you want us to talk about. I'll try and wake Ian up a bit more for next week's episode. Let us know what you think of building Christmas stuff when you're not in Christmas season, or building things with enhanced background stuff like soundtracks or films and stuff. Also, if you want to check out any of our previous podcast episodes, you can find them all on YouTube. I'll link that up now, or look in the show notes, and we'll be back next week. Bye!
Bye!
I can't believe you yawned as we're saying goodbye. Wow. Okay.